Hi everyone, so this is an eye review for Hannah. This eye is a little bit blurry, but she gave me some kind of more in-depth description of what she's seeing that we're not seeing here, so I'm kind of going by that. And she said that she is seeing some green in the outer parts of I'm assuming in the outer parts of the iris. So if you're seeing green right now, oh guys, if you're listening to me and you haven't sent me your eye picture, if you're having green parts in your eye and your eyes are brown but there's some green areas or what looks like blue areas, then there's a good possibility that you have a true blue eye. Because in a true brown eye, there is not going to be any greenish tint, any bluish tint um, coming through because it's a true brown eye. So it's going to be your true brown eye, your regular brown eye color, and on top of it, brown congestion. So the shades might be different, but you won't have anything overlaying that's like drastically different, such as green or whatever. Now, in a true blue eye, if you have blue underneath, but it's completely covered over by brown, as you clean up, and even if you haven't been eating good, there's going to be some specks where you see like fiber, like the iris fiber, and you'll see like the blue or the green, something that's not brown coming through. Okay, it's going to be a different shade. So if you see that in your eye, and it has even like a hazel tint, a green tint, like something like that, then there's a good possibility that you have true blue eyes with just a lot of congestion. Also, the way you can tell is if your diet has been really bad and your eyes look really brown, but you do have something underneath, that makes sense, because if your diet has been so bad that um, like you just have a lot of the stuff and it shows in the eye as well, right? Like, for example, like that was my situation, is because when I was a teenager, when I was growing up, like I had no idea about raw food. I know it sounds kind of weird now, but from those perspective, like everybody cooks food even nowadays. Like people who don't know about this stuff, they all cook their food, all of it pretty much, and just maybe have a side salad or something like that. Like it's rare that people eat more than 50% raw naturally. So, and I was eating probably like 10% raw, most of my teenage years. And that's like, basically 10 years, or even as a kid, not really. So, I was eating a lot of meat. So my congestion was really bad too. So, it's just, but if you have like an all right diet, like a really like high in raw foods, not so bad. And then so basically there's a lot of variations of what you can judge your eyes on. If you're not sure, always send them to me, and I can tell you for sure what the situation is. But again, just like I say in all my videos, it's not about the eye color change, it's about healing your body. So, and okay, so let's get back to this eye here. So what we see here is, based on your description, Hannah, I'm gonna assume that you have a true blue eye, and it kind of makes sense because you're saying that your diet has not been very good, and she says very, very unhealthy. So that makes sense because right around the pupil we see a really dark brown area, and all of this is just kind of build up, right? And right around your pupil, that's where the GI tract is, the stomach, the colon is, right? So when the food that you're eating like goes into your body, that's where it goes. So most of the toxins and bad stuff stay in that area, and that's the thing. It's just not a good thing, because, and I think that this is where the shift in perspective comes in, that like when I was eating food before, I was always thinking of like, oh, it's tasty and it's not tasty or whatever. Now, um, like taste is almost like not very important. Like I like food that tastes good, but it's not, most of the time it doesn't really enter my mind. It's more about, well, like what am I putting inside the body and how it's going to go through the body and how it's going to come out. And you know what I mean? Like you start to think of your body as a machine rather than just like something you can throw into, and like the taste, it's more of what it's actually going to do to me. Is it going to give me energy? Am I going to be too energetic? Should I kind of take it down a notch? Or like, so it's one of those things, like you have to, it's a shift in perspective, and it really helps stay on track, because when you shift your perspective, your actions shift as well. So you stop craving the bad foods because oh, I don't want to feel sluggish later on today because I want to do this, this, and this. So I better eat foods that are going to give me energy, and like thinking that way. Or in your case, what you were saying about the like the sleeping, right? That you want to make sure that if you want to sleep good, you want to eat foods that are um, helping your body calm down, you know what I mean? And foods that are, especially like foods that are meat, caffeine, all of these things are stimulators. They're stimulating your adrenals, and they're pumping in stress hormones, so you're becoming more on edge, more like you're unable to relax, so it's very, very important for you to eat the foods that are natural to the body, so the body has a chance to calm down and basically relax, right? And at the same time, I would suggest for the insomnia specifically that you want to make sure that you're doing meditation, that you're taking it easy, relaxing, all of these things. Don't have any caffeinated products as much as possible, especially those like caffeinated drinks, like even like Coke, Pepsi, all this stuff. Like all of this is not very good for you, and the same thing with the ginger ales and all of these other things that are, oh well, it's not, how people say like, oh, it's not, it's not a cola, but it is a cola. It has so much sugar in it. It has so much like all this stuff in it. Like you shouldn't be drinking that anyways. um, so I would suggest kind of doing that and really kind of upping your raw food intake. So really try to, the easiest way to do this, if you kind of want to jump right into it, is everything before dinner and everything after dinner, try to eat as raw as possible. If you can't do that, then everything before lunch, then have whatever you want for lunch. Everything after lunch, so all of your snacks become raw foods, and the easiest is like smoothies or juices. So making it all making those all raw, so that would make you automatically get, say, about 40 30 40% raw food a day. And then during your dinner, during your lunch, make sure that you're eating salad with whatever you're eating, so that makes your lunch and dinner at least 50% raw as well, okay? Or even say, okay, 30% raw as well. So but all of this will help, because any change in your diet, anything you can put in your body, right, it's either going to make you feel better or feel worse, okay? So that's the thing. So every time you're eating, you got to make sure that you're putting in stuff that's helping you heal, not making the problem worse and aggravating the situation. And really, like, this is, it's, if your body is malfunctioning, and sleeping problems, all these things that people get, acne, whatever, it's like all of these are malfunctions. What's going to happen when you're old? You're young now, fix it now. I don't know how old you are, but fix it now, while before you get to that age where it's chronic, basically chronic conditions. Right now, you can fix it, so go ahead and do that. You know what I mean? Like, don't wait, just do it. And everything you do helps. So if you can resist, say for example, you're about to have a cola, resist that cola. Or if you're about to have, I don't know, like a meat sandwich, try to substitute with something healthy, or at least healthier. Okay, so if you're really set on a sandwich, try to have a veggie sandwich. Like, take yourself a step further every time in getting healthier, and you'll see results. Anyways, I hope this makes sense. All of these things, like you were saying, actually, about another thing is about the nerve rings in the eye. The nerve rings, and again, it's just because everything is congested. Your kidneys are not functioning properly because you're feeding it stuff that's not natural to the body. So of course they're all kind of gunked up with all the stuff that you're feeding it, that they have no idea what to do with. Like, we're designed to be eating fruits, like things from berries, like trees, like bushes. We're not designed to be eating processed foods. The body doesn't know what to do with it, so it just either just pushes it right through, or stores it, like as like fat or whatever. So just gunk, really. And it keeps, because it doesn't know what to do with it. So that's the thing, is like, the more you eat this stuff, the more it's gonna become worse, and it becomes chronic, where it's very hard to reverse at that point. So don't get to that point. Anyways, don't want to bug you too much, but just kind of we're all in the same boat here. Some people are under the impression that I eat perfectly, and I can tell you right now that I don't. But I just do the best I can, you know. Like, I'm pretty strong. Like, I don't have things like, you know, like really bad things such as like meat or dairy. I never have that. But you know, when it comes to like having things that are like, for example, like, you know, like what do I usually have that's like probably the worst thing I'll have is I'll have like a veggie sandwich every once in a while. So that's something I kind of am trying not to have, but it's winter season, so it's hard, you know. So I mean, it's like everybody's struggling the same way, you know, especially if you're living in a colder climate right now. But just take it one meal at a time and improve that, and you know, you'll see the result. I'm seeing the results, you know. I'm seeing some of the results in my eye, but I'm seeing, you know, huge results in my health, you know. So it's, I mean, I've had crazy acne. It's all gone now, you know. There's so many changes that I've experienced, you know. So, anyways, thank you so much for sending me your eye picture. And sorry it took a while to get to. And everybody, sorry that I'm a little bit slow on doing eye reviews right now. Just a lot has been going on. Nothing bad, just busy, you know. So I'm getting to them as fast as I can, and I will start posting them regularly in the next few days. Also, if you guys are interested, I do have a book for sale on how to go from a regular diet to a raw food diet, and I'll link all of that down below. If you guys would like to send me your eye pictures, I'll link that down below as well. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.